League One, Week 1 is finally over. Here are some things that we have learned from the first game week of the season. The first game on Friday night at 8 o'clock, Luton versus Wimbledon. A very, very poor game as both teams were very, very defensive, and Luton got the win in the 85th minute with an own goal for Johnson for Wimbledon. It was an unfortunate own goal for the defender, but I'm sure they'll take a lot of good positive things out of this game as they held on against a top team in League One until the last minutes of the game. The next game, 12:30 on Saturday, was Cardiff City versus Peterborough United. Peterborough went 1-0 up in the first half with a penalty, but Cardiff went strong in the second half and got 2 goals to beat Posh 2-1. A very good away following for Peterborough, considering the long 4.5-hour journey, and they unfortunately got beat in the last minutes of the game, 2-1 to Cardiff City. Next game, Blackpool 2, Stevenage 3, a great away win for the Borough, as they call themselves, away at the seaside town Blackpool. Very, very entertaining game. 2-3, 5 goals in the first game of the season. I'm sure these Stevenage fans really enjoyed their day out there in Blackpool. And yeah, they looked very good, scoring 3 goals. I watched the highlights. They could have scored more. Very, very good game for the first game of the season for Stevenage. Next game, Plymouth Argyle at Home Park 1, Barnsley 3. A great away win for the 800 travelling supporters from Yorkshire all the way down to Devon. A really 5.5-hour journey to win 3-1 at a team you would expect to get beaten at. Plymouth, after just getting relegated from the Championship, you would think they would have a strong start to the season, but they were wrong. Barnsley, who came mid-table last season, a very poor season, they unfortunately got beat at home to Barnsley. Sorry about that. Next game, Bradford City versus Wycombe Wanderers. I was quite harsh on Wycombe in my last video, so I'm going to be a bit more honest. It was the first game of the season. Sharpness wasn't up to the best. The second half was hugely improved from the first half. Bradford looked good, very good. We couldn't beat them. They were more aggressive. They won the duels, which is what I said in the last video, and they deserved to win the game. Fair enough to Bradford City. I need to give Mike Dodds a bit more time for me to understand if he's actually deserves to be Wycombe manager or not. I will give him 10 games and see how we do from there. Next game, Wigan 3, Northampton 1. Wigan looked very, very good attackingly in this game. I watched the highlights. Northampton were very, very poor at the back, and they brought quite a few fans up there as well. Fair play to the Cobblers, but Wigan were far superior of them. So Wigan 3, Northampton 1. Can Wigan be up there at the end of the season? Time will tell. Burton 2, Mansfield 1. In my predictions video, I said Burton will be up there at the end of the season, and I'm sure I could be correct on this one. Burton, at the end of last season, in the last 10 games or something, they would be 7th. That's nearly a playoff spot. They got a great manager, and they won this local derby. The Mansfield fans went home sad after selling out the Burton away end. I reckon they'll be up there this season. Burton 2, Mansfield 1. Next game, Doncaster 1, Exeter 0. A very, very tough game for Exeter on the start of the season. They brought many fans up to Yorkshire. A very long journey. Very loud fans I heard from the Doncaster fans. And they're proud of their team, no matter if they lose. They were singing at the end of the game their manager's name. Fair play to Exeter for their fan support. But Doncaster narrowly beat them in a very tough affair. Doncaster 1, Exeter City 0. The last Saturday game, Huddersfield 3, Leyton Orient 0. This was the last fixture of the last season, and Leyton Orient beat Huddersfield 4-1 on that occasion, but this time Huddersfield win by the same lead as Orient did, 3-0 Huddersfield Town. With their investment, Alfie May and many other top players in this division have signed for Huddersfield. I'm sure they'll get automatic spot this season. If they don't, it'll be a travesty. Like Birmingham last season, spending lots of money, they went up as they should. I reckon Huddersfield will have the same story. Orient, they looked poor. They could have went 1-0 up in the first half, which would have completely changed the game, but they didn't, and Huddersfield took advantage of that. 3-0 to the Terriers. The last game, Derby Day, Stockport County versus Bolton Wanderers. Bolton Wanderers finally got the away and they asked for behind the goal, but that didn't matter. Stockport beat them 2-0 in a very, very entertaining game on Sky Sports on 12 o'clock. I thought Bolton looked poor at the back. They couldn't keep the ball for too long. Stockport would nick it off them and run down. Stockport were very, very good on the counter. Bolton Wanderers need to get back to the training ground, and I'm sure they'll be up there again this season, same as Stockport. I can see it being a very, very tough season and many teams pushing for promotion. So that's the end of League One Roundup. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you.